So today we are covering the tutorial 5. We are going to talk about the logarithm. We're going to talk about the exponentials, the functions and their applications, how to find their derivative, how to have some application using this exponential thing. طبعا the tutorial is 50 slides. I'm going to do half of it today, inshallah, if I can. So first thing, we're going to define what we call exponential function. Exponential function is like the power functions here. We will talk about the exponential, a special exponential function, which is e to the power x. We will talk about how to differentiate, how to find the derivative of this exponential function. We will talk about the natural logarithm function, the len. You have it in your calculator, عندنا len نسميها natural logarithm. We will talk about how to find the derivative of this len, and then we will talk about the properties of this len function, the natural logarithm, and the exponential growth and decay as an application of this exponential function, and applications that we have of this natural logarithm function in integration. Okay. Now this, the last one, is a very important thing that usually لازم يكون في question in the final about how to apply natural logarithm in integration. Okay, so when we reach this, I'm going to show you some previous year's questions to show you how question comes from this part. This is a very, very important part. So let's start first of all by defining in general what we call exponential function. Exponential اللي هي الباور اللي هي exponent. Okay, so whenever we have exponential, we have the base and we have a power. In case of exponential function, the base is a number, the power is x. The power is the variable. The x is the independent variable that keep on changing. Okay, so each time I change x, the value will change. مين اللي ثابت؟ مين اللي fix؟ اللي هو البيس. What is changing? The exponent. And in this case, we call it exponential function. Another example, لو كان عندي f of x, for example, equal to 2 to the power x. Another example, if I sometimes call it y, you know, sometimes we call it f of x, sometimes we call it y. For example, if I have the function 1.3 to the power x, again, this is exponential function. For example, if I have the function y equal to 1 over 2 to the power x, this is again exponential function. البيس ثابت رقم, and what is the thing that is changing? The exponent, اللي هو independent variable, اللي هو x that keep on changing. It's the power. This is why we call it exponential function. It's very important to recall those properties that we have for exponential. We mentioned this in the chapter 1, and again I'm gonna review this with you, and it's very important to know how to deal with this exponential functions. Whenever we have same base, different power, and I have a multiplication, what do I do with the power? I add. Like for example, if I have 2 power x multiply with 2 to the power y, this will be 2 to the power x plus y. We know this, huh? Same base, different power, we add. Now same base, different power, and division, we subtract the powers. Like for example, if I have a 3 to the power x divided by a 3 to the power y, we subtract, it will be 3 to the power x minus y. لا طبعا I cannot explain in Arabic because we have non-Arabic speakers with us in the class. I can clarify the things a little bit بالعربي, لكن in general عندنا ناس ما تفهم عربي, so I have to explain in English. I'm using basic English here. So البase the same, the power different, we subtract the power. Now we have different base same power الحين. البيس different. البيس A مرة و B مرة, لكن the power is the same. The power مرة X مرة X. We can combine them together AB to the power X. بمعنى إن I can distribute الباور على المultiplication, صح؟ يعني أنا لما يكون عندي AB to the power X, I can look at it from the other side. This is same as A to the power X will B to the power X. أقدر أوزع. And I can combine if I have to. أقدر إني أجمعهم في قوس and I say power X. Same thing for the division. If I have A على B all to the power X, I can distribute it like AX and like BX. And العكس إذا I have different base same power I can combine it to b to the power x. Here we have the power of the power. When we have b to the power y all to the power x, we multiply the power. It became b to the power x في y. We know that. مثلا if I have 2 to the power x all to the power y هذه زي 2 to the power x في y. Power we multiply. And we know in whenever we have b to the power minus x, minus في الباور flip the thing. If it's up, it go down. If it was down, it will come up. صح? So b to the power minus x is like 1 على b to the power x. Now, for example, if I have 5 to the power minus 3, this is same as 1 على 5 to the power 3. Yeah? So those are the basic exponential rules that we have. Clear? واضحة rules? We took them before في chapter 1. Yeah. So how to apply this? Now, if you check the book, you have a lot of questions similar to this. عندكم question كثيرة زي هذا وهذا مرة something can come as a multiple choice question. Each in the term of to power kx أو 3 to the power kx. بمعنى each one of the functions that you have here, write it either like 2 to a power or 3 to a power. بسطوا لي إياها بحيث إنها تكون 2 power or 3 power. Now let's check the first one. It's 1 على 81 to the power x على 2. What is the 81? It's 9 في 9 صح? And what is the 9? Each one of them is a 3 في 3. Yeah? What's a 3 3? It's a 3 to the power 4. Good? So this can simply be written as 1 على 3 to the power 4. Everything على or to the power x over 2. Good? Why do I change it على 3? لأن they said they wanted to be يا إما 3 to power or 2 to power. So this is 3 power 4. الحين I said in whatever down go up as a minus. Whatever up go down as a minus. So I can write this like 3 to the power minus 4 all to the power x over 2. صح كده؟ What do I do? Yalla, quickly. What should I do here? Power of a power, we multiply. Excellent. So this will be 3 and this is minus 4 multiplied with x over 2. Now, if you multiply this with this, this will be 3 to the power minus 2x. Good. I reach what I want. It's a 3 to a power kx. And what is the k in this case? ال k اللي هي الرقم اللي مضروب بالx. What is the k here? The k is minus 2. This so good the question for multiple choice. We give you the question and we say what's the value of k that will make this equal to 2 to the power kx. Yeah? So the k in this case is equal to minus 2. Easy, right? You have a lot of this for the questions after this lesson, the question of the book after the lesson questions. There are a lot of this. Let's check the second example now. Is this one clear? I'm going to erase everything. I need a space. So the second one, it's a 2's. واضح إنها it's a 2's, huh? I have 2 to the power 5x plus 1 and down there I have 2, this dot معناها multiplied with 2 to the power minus x. Now first of all the 2 multiply with 2 هنا, it is like 2 to the power 1 like 2 to the power minus x, same base different power. What do I do with the power? I add the power. The power الأول is 1, the second power is minus x, so it's gonna be 2 to the power 1 minus x. جمعنا الباورز, we combine the powers. And up there I have 2 to the power 5x plus 1. طيب same base, different power, and I have a division. What should I do with the power? What should I do with the power? We subtract. So this is 2, 5x plus 1 minus the other part اللي هو 1 minus x, and don't forget to put it in a bracket. نحطها with a bracket. So this will be 2 power 5x plus 1 minus 1 plus the x. This equal to 2 6x, and the 1 cancel the 1. We are done already. هذه kx. It's of the form 2 to the power kx. And what's the k in this case? What's the k? It's a 6. Okay? So this is the example for exponential functions, applying the rules of exponent, simplifying exponential functions. Graph of the exponential function. The graph of the exponential function can be increasing, يعني طالع. Usually, if I'm checking increasing or decreasing, I look from the left. So the exponential function can be increasing or the exponential function can be decreasing. All the time, the exponential function passes through the point 0 and 1. All the time it passes through the point 0 and 1. لأنه whenever الx 0, the y will be b to the power 0, which is 1. دائما, no matter what does b equal to. صح ولا لا؟ بغض الb, all the time, لما الx ب0, الy ب1. For all the exponential function, all the time pass through the point 0, 1. الحين لما تكون الb greater than 1, the function will be increasing. ولما الb is a number between 0 and 1, the function will be decreasing. طالعة لفوق لما الb أكبر من الواحد. نازلة لما الb is between 0 and 1. So you can see مثلا هنا, this one, the one in the purple, it is 0.5. يمكن you cannot see this dot. This is 0.5 to the power x. فال 0.5 is between the 0 and 1, so the function is decreasing in this case. This one is 5 to the power x, increasing. This one is 1.8 to the power x, increasing. This one is 1.1 to the power x, increasing as well. Okay. The b is greater than 0. لا, يا ما تجي b بالسالب. Let's go back to the definition. It cannot be negative. It is from 0 and up. طبعا at the 1, لما exactly b 1, what will happen? It's gonna be 1 all the time. Y is 1 to a power x, which is 1, which is ثابت, which is a horizontal line. Okay? Yeah. So this is why they said from 0 to 1 and 1 and up. So one thing about exponential also is solving functions that have exponential in them. Now this is an example. They want you to solve this equation. How the equation? This is just an equation. Right hand side and left hand side equal to 0. They want you to solve it, but notice, and I have exponential here. I have 5 to the power x and I have 5 to the power x. To solve such a thing, now since the 5x is repeated, I take it as a common factor, صح? This is the first thing I can think about. Let me take 5 to the power x as a common factor. The first part, I'm going to remain with 2 minus 3x. The second part, I'm going to remain with the 4, and this equal to 0. So 5 to the power x multiply with, if I combine the things here, this is 6 minus 3x and this equal to 0. الحين whenever I have two amounts equal to 0, what does this mean? Tell me. إذا I have two things multiply والناتج 0, what does it mean? معناها one of them is 0, صح؟ This means إن one of them is 0. إما I have two parts. إما إن ال 5 to the power x 0 أو إن ال 6 minus 3x is the 0. Now 5 to the power x never equal to 0. هل ممكن إن أي باور أحطها تخلي إن 5 to the power x 0? No. So this is the correct thing. This is the part I'm going to take. The other part is not correct. It's not correct in the 5 to the power x is 0. So this means in the minus 3x, 6 minus 3x is equal to 0. This means in the minus 3x equal to minus 6. This means in the x is minus 6 over minus 3. This means that the x is equal to 2 and done. We solve it. Easy? Usually, when they give you an equation, exponential equation, we solve it in such a way, taking a common factor, simplifying لحد ما يوصل عندي حد ألاقي فيه الحل. Again, this is one of the things that may come as a multiple choice question. يعطيكم سؤال, equation, solve it for x. Give me the value of x. And you can find a lot of exponential equations example in the internet. ماشي? Remind me to give you websites that can show you quizzes questions. في عندكم موقع اسمه quizzes وعندكم موقع اسمه quizlet. It's like this, I think, quizlet. Okay, those two websites are very good in giving examples, multiple choice examples على those things. فاكتبوا مثلا فيها في الquizzes search about exponential equations and solve them. Quizlet flashcards, yeah, بس quizzes multiple choice. You need to go check some examples على exponential equations, for example. ماشي? Check more examples about exponential equation في quizzes. Yeah. So now we will move to talk about what we want to talk about actually. الجزء المهم عندنا. اللي هو النمبر E. If you have your calculator next to you, check it. راح تلاقون فيها ال E. ال E. ال E is a very important number. ال E is used as a base of a special exponential function that we call e to the power x. Okay, what is this E? This is 2.7182818 and so on. It's a number. What's the special thing about this E? The special thing in the function f of x equal to ex has a slope 1 when x equal to 0. The special thing in this function has a slope equal 1 when x equal to 0. يعني مشتقة الفانكشن هذه عند ال 0 is equal to 1. This is the special thing about this exponential. To know more about this, we have to know the derivative of the bx in general and about ex as a special case of the bx. لما I'm using the number e as a base of my function. What's the derivative of bx? The derivative of bx, d by dx of bx equal to bx لكن multiply with m. And what is this m? The m is the derivative of the function and the x equal to 0. In another way, we can say in this m is len b. Again, len, a natural logarithm, you can find it in the calculator. هذا len موجودة بالcalculator. So this m is equal to len b, which is actually the derivative of bx and the x equal to 0. For example, if I ask you to find me d by dx ل 2 to the power x, it's equal to m for 2 to the power x. And what is this m? This m is nothing but len 2 and this multiplied with 2x. What if I said find me d by dx of 5 to the power x? This equal to m 5 to the power x, and what is m in this case? It is ln 5 multiplied with 5 to the power x. ln 5 أجيبها بالcalculator. ماشي؟ So what if I said I want you to find d by dx lil e to the power x? It's equal to ln e multiply with ex. ln e is equal to 1. So actually this is equal to ex. لا اللن ما تقدرون تجيبونها بدون حاسبة. You have to use الكالكوليتر عشان تجيبون اللن. عشان نجيب الاكسبوننشال للرقم فلازم آلة حاسبة. Okay? This is the special thing about the exponential. إن the derivative of the exponential is the exponential غير ولا شيء مضروب فيها. Okay? ex I mean. The derivative of ex is ex. The derivative of bx is m في bx where m is ln b. The derivative of ex is ex. ماشي؟ So نحفظها. Derivative of ex. ex dash is what? ex نفسها. ex زي ما هي. Clear? ها واضح؟ Yeah. We will take examples الحين, don't worry. We will take examples. Now here, they want you to find the equation of the tangent line to this curve at the given point. I want to erase this. I want to erase everything and do it myself. You can do it nicer than this. Mute your mic, please. So you can hear me now. في صوت? Yeah. So they want me to find the tangent line equation to this curve. So we go back to the tangent line equation. What's the equation of the tangent line? It's y minus y1 equal to the slope m في x minus x1. صح? Right? This is the equation of the tangent line. What is y1? They give me the y1. What is x1? They give me the x1. فهذا ال x1 وهذا ال y1. I remain with the m اللي هو السلوب. And what is the slope? The slope is actually the derivative at the point 0, 1 اللي أعطاني إياها, يعني at x equal to the 0. So we have to find the derivative, substitute with x equal to 0 to get the m, substitute it in the equation with y1 and x1 and get the equation of the tangent line. So the first step, I have to find y dash. Now check ال y dash. الحين ها شايفين how they are mixing the things? It's a quotient. It's a division of two function. What's the rule لما يكون عندي division of the two function? Derivative of the first multiply with the second minus the first multiply with the derivative of the second divided by the second square. مشتقة الأول في الثاني minus الأول في مشتقة الثاني على الثاني square. So it is actually e to the power x dash multiply with x plus ex اللي هو الثاني minus الأول اللي هو ex multiplied with x plus ex dash divided by x plus ex square. صح كده؟ مشتقة الأول في الثاني ماينس الأول في مشتقة الثاني على الثاني سكوير. صح كده؟ Now we find the derivative. Now we find the derivative. What's the derivative of EX? EX. Multiply with X plus EX minus ال EX زي ما هي. Multiply with. What's the derivative of X? What's EX؟ فهذا derivative divided by X plus EX square. خلصنا. This is the derivative. Step number 2, to find the M, I need to change the X with 0. لأن they give me, they want it at the 0. They make it very easy for me. So what should I do هنا? I have to change everything to 0. So this is E power 0 dot. This is 0 plus E now power 0. I'm substituting with the 0 minus E1 plus E and change this to 0, this to 0. All divided by zero E0. Now what is E to the power 0 طبعا? What's E to the power 0? 1. This is 1. This is 1. This is 1. This is. Do the calculation. فهذا 1 في ال 1. This equal to 1 minus. This part is 1 plus 1, which is 2. Multiply with 1. So this is 2 divided by 1. So what will be the total thing? Good? Is it clear? We got our slope. خلاص. This is my slope. This is my M. So I remain with step number 3 الحين to find the equation. The equation is y minus y1 equal M في x minus x1. Already I have everything. So this is y minus y1 is 1 equal to the M is equal to minus 1 multiplied with x minus x1, which is 0. So my equation is y equal to minus x plus 1, and this is the equation of the tangent line. It's very important to know how to find the equation of the tangent line, by the way. This will remain till the end of the semester. They change the function. يعقدون الفانكشن زيادة، يحطون فيها exponential، يحطون فيها sine cosine. لكن السؤال نفس الشيء. They want the tangent line equation. ليش minus x plus 1? Multiply out the bracket. هذه minus 1 في x. It's minus x. Minus 1 في 0, 0. وهنا عندي minus 1. I bring it to the right hand side as plus 1. It will be minus x plus 1. Okay? Any question here? Any question? Okay. Okay. It is solved already in the slides. Now let's talk about how to apply the chain rule على exponential gx. طبعا you studied for tomorrow's exam. You remember what does the chain rule mean? ايش يعني الchain rule لما يكون عندي function inside a function, right? What did we say? We said if I have a function inside a function, then the derivative. No, it's next week. Next week. I'm sorry. I'm not sure about the date. When is the next quiz? It's next week or tomorrow? It's next week, right? Come on. Tomorrow? Yeah, let's discuss this later. It's in the LMS. You have the schedule. I'm gonna check this with you in the LMS after we finish. So anyway, the chain rule, when you have a function inside the function, the derivative is the derivative of the function multiplied with the derivative of what inside the function. So if I have exponential, لكن exponential is exponential not ex, it's e of a function. So the derivative is the derivative of the exponential multiplied with the derivative of what inside the exponential. Now for example, لو كان عندي مثلا e to the power x square plus 1 and I want you to find the derivative of this one. هذه مش e عادية، هذه e فيها power، فيها another function. So what's the derivative of the exponential? الexponential. It's e x square plus 1 لكن لأنها function with a function inside it, we should multiply with the derivative of the power اللي هو x square plus 1 dash. So this is 2x. So I can write it like 2x في exponential of x square plus 1. طبعا whenever we have exponential ما أحب أكتب شيء قدامها عشان ما يتخربط الشخص he think إن it's a power. Better to write it before. So we write it like 2x في exponential x square plus 1. This is another example. This is my function. It's exponential of x3 plus 4x plus 5. هذه chain rule. هذه function. So the derivative is the function itself زي ما هي. Multiply with the derivative of the power. The derivative of the power is 3x squared plus 4. Okay? Simply, we are applying this rule. Derivative of the function multiply with the derivative of what inside it. Let's check this example. I want to do it myself. I'm gonna delete this. They are giving you this function, asking you to find the derivative of the function. Now have a look at the function. What's the first thing come to your mind? أنا حابة أشتق الفانكشن هذه. I want to find the derivative of this function. First thing I will see is what? Bracket. Yeah. So the first thing I have to apply the power rule. Then when you look inside the function, you'll have exponential. Well, exponential برضو, it's exponential of a function inside the function. So I will have to apply the chain rule 2 times here now. So let's do the first step. I want to find g dash of x. الحين I have a bracket to a power 3. So the derivative is 3 في القوس to a power 2. صح كده؟ But multiplied with the derivative of what inside? يعني the derivative of exponential minus 2x minus 2x dash. مشتقة القوس في مشتقة اللي داخل القوس, and this is what I have inside. It's e to the power minus 2x minus 2x dash. We define the dash now. Here I have 3 minus 2x minus 2x power 2. Now the dash of this part. What's the derivative of the exponential here? ايش derivative الexponential؟ نفسها. لكن multiply with the derivative of the power. Excellent. This is e to the power minus 2x multiplied with the derivative of the power. The derivative of the power is minus 2. Minus, what's the derivative of minus 2x? It's minus 2. Good. We are done. This is the derivative. Just a small rearrangement. This is 3 exponential minus 2x minus 2x squared. and هذه I'm gonna write it as a minus 2 exponential minus 2x minus 2, and this is the derivative. Are you getting that? Okay. Now let's talk more about how to graph the function e to the power kx. لما يكون عندي function exponential to the power kx. The exponential function of the term e to the power kx occur in many applications. Now, the k هذه may be positive and this k may be negative. يعني ممكن يكون عندي e to the power مثلا minus 2x وممكن يكون عندي power plus 2x. ال k ممكن positive ممكن negative. If the k is positive, طبعا all the time you can see the graph. All the time the graph will pass through the point 0, 1. If it is positive, it's gonna be above the x-axis. The x-axis is asymptotic to x, يعني مقارب أو يقارب ل x. As x become negative, the graph is always increasing and concave up. So let's try to sketch it. This is the point 0, 1. This is exponential kx لو كانت k positive. All the time it passes through the point 0, 1. All the time I'm passing through 0, 1. It is concave up. It is increasing. The x-axis is an asymptotic يعني مقارب يعني الكيرف حقي قاعد يروح قريب للx-axis as x is negative. This is how the graph looks like. الحين لما ال k negative, what will happen? Again, it should pass through the point 0, 1. It is above the x-axis again. The x is asymptotic as it's becoming large positive. The graph is decreasing and concave up. Okay. On this slide, here is it. Okay. So in the case of the negative, this is how it looks like. It is decreasing and concave up. It passes through the point 0, 1. It goes closer to the x-axis as x going positive. So this is the case, this is the ekx in case the k is negative. So the next thing we're going to talk about is what we call the natural logarithm of x, اللي هو ln, the ln of x. So the natural logarithm actually is the reflection of ex among the line y equal to x. This is y equal to ex. The reflection of the y equal to ex is what we call the ln x. You can see how it's reflection. يعني as if I'm folding around this. If I'm folding around this, the reflection of EX is ln X. ماشي. So since it's the reflection, then in the ln of the EX is equal to X, as if in the E cancel the ln. زي ما in the square, if I have X square and the root, they cancel each other and we remain with X. The ln and the E are the same. They are reflection of each other. They cancel each other. So the ln and the E cancel each other. So if I have ln of EX, this equal to X. And also if I have e to the power ln X, as if this cancel this will equal to X. They are reflection of each other, as you can see. So those are the rules or properties that we have for natural logarithms. First of all, in the ln of 1 is equal to 0. زي ما ان exponential of 0 is equal to 1, ln of 1 is equal to 0. Again, this ln, you can find it in the calculator. And as I said, if you have e to the power ln x, this equal to x, they cancel each other. And I have in the ln of ex equal to x, they cancel each other. And also we have if the b is equal to e to the power kx all the time, where k is equal to ln b. Any power, any exponential b to the power x can be written as e to the power kx, where k is equal to ln b. طبعا the ln, the properties of the ln, it passes through the point 1, 0. The exponential passes through 0, 1. The ln passes through 1 and 0. لأن it's a reflection of the EX. It is defined only values of X, and this is a very important thing. يعني ln X ما تدخل فيها إلا الX positive, and this is very important for the domain. معناها في الدومين ما ينفع داخل ln أحط شيء negative. Now, for example, if I ask you to find domain of the function n of x squared minus 1, let's say. Let me make it simple. Ln of x minus 1. Domain, يعني the thing where I can define my function. So the domain is for positive values of x minus 1. So the domain for x greater than x minus 1, I mean here. The domain, let me call it function f of x. So the domain of the function f is when x minus 1 is greater than 0, يعني x greater than 1. So actually I can say in the domain from 1 to infinity. Good? So keep this example in your mind. هذا comes from this statement. هذه أهم واحدة من الستيتمنت كلها إن the function defined only for positive values of x. Now the ln x is negative لما ال x between 0 and 1. If you check the graph, لما ال x تكون هنا between the 0 and the 1, the function is down, so it's negative. And the function is positive لما ال x is larger than 1. The function is increasing and concave down. Function is increasing and concave down. Clear? واضح لحد الآن؟ Any question here? Okay, we have one example. Simplify this expression. And they are giving me e to power ln 3 minus 2 ln x. Okay, we will take more examples. They want me to simplify this. Now I know إن whenever I have a power with a subtraction معناها جاية من division صح؟ Am I correct? الحين لما يكون division we subtract the power. لما يكون multiplication we add the power. So since في subtraction معناها originally it was a division. So I can say إن this is E لن 3 divided by E 2 لن X. الحين when I have a direct touch between ال E وال N they cancel each other ولا؟ صح؟ So the E and the N they will cancel. I will remain with 3. ممتاز. Here I cannot cancel لأن عندي 2 is making a problem. Now this is a rule. Whenever you have, say, for example, N في len ال X, this is same as len X to the power N. تطلع as a power. So this can be written as E len X to the power 2. We will mention this when we talk about more properties of the len. 2 تطلع as a power. Now I have a direct touch between E and the len. They cancel each other and we remain with x squared. So this is 3 over x squared. And this is the simplest. Again, this can come as a multiple choice question. They ask you to simplify the expression. Now solve this equation. They want you to solve this equation. Check it. You have the left-hand side, you have the right-hand side. The left-hand side has exponential in it. Now, أول شيء I can see and I have e to the power x all to the power 2. So I have a power of a power. What do we do when we have a power of a power? We do what? We multiply. So this is e to the power 2x. I multiply x with 2, 2x. Multiply with e to the power 2 minus 3x. This equal to 4. الحين I have multiplication same base. What should I do with the power? We add. Excellent. So we add the power. This is 2x plus 2 minus 3x. This equal to 4. الحين I add the power. هذه e. This will be minus x, or I can just write it like 2 minus x equal to 4. الحين I stopped. I can't do anything more, صح؟ ما عندي شيء ثاني أسويه. والx محبوسة داخل ال e. It's trapped inside the e. What do you think we should do here? إيش رأيكم؟ Apply len, we say. We apply len both sides. الحين usually لما يكون عندي تربيع آخذ جذر عشان يكنسله صح؟ لما يكون عندي جذر أسوي تربيع عشان أكنسله. لما يكون عندي بلس أسوي ماينس. لما يكون عندي multiplication أسوي division. لما يكون عندي e I apply the len. ولما يكون عندي len I apply the e to cancel it. صح ولا لا؟ So we apply the len الحين for both sides. فهنا بدخل اللن والright hand side as well بدخل عليها اللن. So I will have len exponential 2 minus x equal to len ال4. Okay, let me. كيف صارت ناقص؟ عندي 2x وعندي minus 3x. It's minus x. صح جمال؟ صح ولا لا؟ Yeah. So now touch مباشر ما بين الإكسبوننشال واللوغاريثم. They will cancel. and we will remain with the 2 minus x equal to لن الفور. الحين لن الفور هذا something you can find it بالcalculator، هذا رقم ثابت. So this implies إن ال x equal to 2 minus لن الفور. لو جبت ال x هالطرف وجبت لن الفور الطرف الثاني I will get إن ال x is equal to 2 minus لن الفور. 2 minus لن الفور, this you can find it with your calculator or you can just leave it like this. Depends on the question. لو كان multiple choice you have to calculate it مثلا بالcalculator، ممكن you leave it. No, combine the power first. Combine the power, make it one exponential, then apply the ln. طيب, this example want me to solve it. So first of all, I have ln of 2x is equal to 8 على 5, صح? What's 8 على 5? It's 1.6. So ln of 2x is equal to 1.6. طيب, الحين ارجع لنفس البروبلم. اللن حابسه الاكس داخلها، صح؟ ابغى اطلع الاكس. So عشان اطلع الاكس I have to apply what? Apply e both sides، الطرفين. ننتبه when we apply the e، applying ال e power، ال e تشيل كل شيء وتطلع power، right? So this will be e to a power of ln 2x equal to e to the power of 1.6. okay? ال e تشيل الأشياء as a power. Now صار عندي direct touch e مع ln they cancel, so we remain with the 2x equal to exponential 1.6, and again the exponential 1.6 بالcalculator موجودة. So the x is equal to exponential 1.6 divided by 2, calculated with the calculator, the answer is almost 2.47 and 7. This is the value of x. Easy ولا لا؟ لما يكون ln we apply the e، لما كانت e we apply the ln, and again you can find في الquizzes، برنامج الquizzes you can check for logarithmic function, exponential functions, and try to practice solving more of this. Now the common logarithm، الحين ln is a special type of a logarithm. as well انتوا راح تشوفون ان في الكالكوليتر عندكم اللوج. اللوج base e is what we call the ln by the way. اللوج لما يكون البيس حقها e it is ln. ماشي؟ one of the common logs اللي هو اللوج base 10. for example when we say log 10 لل100 معنى it's 2. لأن معناها 10 to a power what will give me 100? It is 2. 10 to the power 2 will give me the 100. Now log 10 لل1000 is 3. لأن 10 to a power 3 will give me 1000. log 10 لل10,000 is 4. لأن 10 to a power 4 is equal to 10,000, and so on of this. Okay, so this is one of the common logarithm. طبعا what we care about mostly اللي هو البيس e logarithm اللي هو ln that we have in the calculator as well. Now how to apply this على الماكسيمم والمينيمم? How can we use the exponential in the maximum and the minimum of the function? طبعا whenever we say maximum, whenever we say minimum, what we are talking about. By the way, what I'm doing now is like a revision. It's like a revision for the 4 and for the 3. يا محمد الناتج نفس عدد الأصفار. So whenever I see the word maximum and the minimum of the function, what does it mean؟ معناها I have to find f dash of x. I have to let f dash of x equal to 0. I have to check if I have positive, negative before. I have to check the sign of f double dash x before and after. Sorry, the sign of f double dash if I want to check if it's a local maximum minimum, the sign of f dash x if I want to check increasing, and the decreasing of the function, okay? And the sign of f double dash x if I want to check the max and the minimum point. So the question is, the graph of this function that you can see in this figure, they draw it already for you. Find me the coordinate of the maximum and the minimum point. And if I want to find maximum minimum point, I have to find the derivative. I have to let the derivative equal to 0 and solve it. So this is my function is f of x equal to -1 plus I have x minus 1 square multiply with exponential x. Find the derivative of this function. Now f dash x, what's the derivative of -1? 0. Now what's the derivative of the second part? What do you think? هذه ايش؟ Multiplication of two functions ولا؟ The first function is a bracket to power 2. The second function is the exponential. هذه حاصل ضرب two functions. So the derivative of this one is x minus 1 square dash multiply with ex plus الأول زي ما هو x minus 1 square multiply with the derivative of the second one. Now we find the derivative. What's the derivative of x minus 1 square? هذه قوس. It is 2 في x minus 1 to power 1. Now multiply with the derivative of what inside, which is 1. Multiply with exponential x plus x minus 1 square. And the derivative of ex is ex. So this will be my f dash x. So this would be the step 1. I found the f dash. The step 2, I have to let f dash x equal to 0 so that I get the point that may be maximum, maybe minimum. So this one is a 2x minus 1 في ex plus x minus 1 square في ex equal to 0. What do you suggest me to do؟ الحين محتاجة أحلها أنا محتاجة أحل الإيكويشن عشان أجيب answer. Excellent. I take ex as a common. What else؟ في شيء amount ثاني can be taken as a common factor. ex جاية x minus 1 as well is a common. So we take ex common, we take x minus 1 common, and let's see what will remain. من هنا راح يبقى 2, من هنا راح يبقى x minus 1 صح كذا equal to 0. This implies إن عندي ex عندي x minus 1, and this part is 2 minus 1 is 1. This will be x plus 1 equal to 0. الحين whenever I have three things multiplied equal to 0 معناها one of them should be 0. فإما ex is equal to 0 أو x minus 1 is equal to 0 أو x plus 1 equal to 0. Equal to 0. This is never. For this and this I'm gonna take. فراح يطلع عندي قيمتين للx. x equal 1 and x equal to minus 1. Since they draw it مرسومة عندي مبين إن عند minus 1 it's maximum صح؟ and عند plus 1 it's minimum. So خلاص directly I can tell إن عند ال 1 I have minimum point, عند ال minus 1 I have a maximum point. الحين I need the y part. أحتاج ال y. How can I find the y of each one of those x's? Where we substitute في ال f of x. So f عند ال 1 will give me my first y, and f عند ال minus 1 will give me my second y. You can find it. It is solved in here. The first point at the 1, it's minus 1, and the minus 1 will give me 0.42. So minus 1 and 0.472 is a minimum, and this one is the maximum, والminimum اللي هي 1 or minus 1. You got that? So بما إنه قال minimum maximum, I found the derivative. I let the derivative equal to 0. I solve. I got points. Since they draw it for me, I know that this is a maximum and this is a minimum. Okay? You want me to do it again? I can do it again. Let's do it. This is the function they gave me. It's f of x equal to minus 1 plus x minus 1 square ex. قال لي شيكي لي على الماكسيمم وعلى المينيمم. بمجرد ما يقول لي maximum minimum, I know I have to find f dash. I have to let f dash equal to 0. So this will be my step 1. I'm gonna let f dash of x. I'm gonna find f dash of x. Then I'm gonna let it equal to 0. الحين finding the f dash of x means the derivative of this plus the derivative of this. Derivative of minus 1 is 0. The second part is multiplication of two things. It's multiplication of x minus 1 square with ex. فنستخدم قاعدة multiplication rule. It's the derivative of the first, مشتقة الأول، يعني 2 في ال x minus 1 to a power 1 في الثاني plus الأول اللي هو ال x minus 1 square في مشتقة الثاني. Derivative of ex is ex. And this is the derivative, simply. هذا derivative. I have to let this equal to 0 and solve it. So, number 2, solving 2 في ال x minus 1 في ال ex plus x minus 1 square في ال ex equal to 0. To solve أي شيء في exponential نحاول ناخذ عوامل مشتركة common factor. ال ex هنا وال ex هنا، وهنا عندي x minus 1 وهنا عندي x minus 1، بس هنا عندي x minus 1 careful بشيل واحدة منها، بشيل واحدة x minus 1. So common I'm gonna take ex, common I'm gonna take x minus 1 وأشوف إيش راح يبقى. من هنا راح يبقى 2 ومن هنا راح يبقى واحدة من ال x minus 1 لأن I take 1. So راح يبقى x minus 1 واحدة. Good. واضح لحد الآن؟ So now simplify. هذه ex, x minus 1 and هنا x plus 1 equal to 0. I have 3 things to 0 معناها 1 to 0. إما أن ال ex which never happen or x minus 1 equal to 0 يعني x equal to 1 هذه never، أو x plus 1 0 which mean إن ال x minus 1. اتفقنا ان بالنظر الى الجراف عند الماينس 1 it's a maximum، عند البلس 1 it is minimum. لو ما كان عندي جراف I have to find double dash، I have to substitute في الدبل dash. هنا they made it easier by giving me the graph. عند الماينس 1 top، وعند ال 1 is minimum، ما راحت ال 2 جمعناها مع الماينس 1. مش في هنا minus 1؟ 2 minus 1 is what؟ 1. So now I know and this one is minimum and this one is a maximum. I remain with the step number 3 اللي هي to find the y part. لما ال x ب1 ال y راح تكون f عند ال 1. f عند ال 1 يعني هذه. We substitute in the function. It will be minus 1 plus 1 minus 1 square e to the power 1. So the answer is minus 1. Well, x minus 1 ال y is f عند ال minus 1. So we substitute for original function. This equal to minus 1 minus 1 minus 1 اللي هي minus 2 square e to the power minus 1. And you do the calculation بالcalculator. الcalculator تحسب الكلام هذا كله. This equal to what is it? 0.472. 0.472. And this finished the solution. x1 with a minus 1y is minimum. X minus 1 with y 0.472 is a maximum one. Is it clear? Yeah. أي تو ما فهمت. هنا تجمعت مع الماينس 1. You have 2 plus 1 minus 1. The 2 with the minus 1 is a plus 1. Yeah? As you can see كل الأشياء مترابطة. الحين اللي راح تمتحنون فيه بكرة اللي هو multiplication of two functions. The derivative of the multiplication of two functions, the power rule, the exponential, the maximum minimum thing, the tangent line equation. كل الأشياء مترابطة ببعض. Now the derivative of the natural logarithm, the ln. What's the derivative of the ln? The d by dx of the function ln x is equal to 1 over x, simply. If I have ln x dash, this equal to 1 على x. مشتقة ln x is 1 على x. Now, the derivative of ln داخلها another function gx. Again, we apply the same rule. It's the derivative of the ln اللي هي 1 على gx multiply with the derivative of what inside, which is g dash of x. So simply we can say in it is g dash x على ال gx whenever it has a function inside it. ماشي? Example, if you have this function, let me call it y equal to ln of x square plus 4. What will be y dash? مشتقة اللي داخل اللي هو 2x على اللي داخل as it is. g dash على g. Easy? You got it? Yeah. So here we have an example. You have ln of exponential power 2x plus 1 all to the power 2. شايفين how many things we have؟ أول شيء عندي cos to a power 2. عندي ln and I have an exponential as well. So we work with the steps one by one. First of all, I have the power 2 bracket to a power 2. Let me call this a function y. So y dash is equal to مشتقة القوس 2 ln exponential of 2x plus 1 to power 1 multiplied with the derivative of what inside? يعني the derivative of ln of exponential 2x plus 1 dash. أحط عليها dash. You got it? فهذا أول step. مشتقة القوس في مشتقة اللي داخل القوس. الحين second step I have to find this derivative. This as it is 2 في ln of e 2x plus 1 multiply with الحين what's the derivative of the ln اتفقنا؟ مشتقة اللي داخل على اللي داخل صح؟ derivative of what اللي inside it is e x plus 1 dash على ال e of 2x plus 1 مشتقة اللي داخل على اللي داخل. This is the derivative of the ln of gx dash is g dash x على gx. So the next step هذا nothing changed, we just write it. Exponential of 2x plus 1 close the bracket. Now what's the derivative of the exponential? What's the derivative of this exponential now? هذه exponential of 2x. Derivative of the exponential is نفسها multiply with the derivative of what inside اللي هو 2. Derivative of 1 is 0 divided by exponential of 2x plus 1 and we are done. Clear? As you can see, and we have a mix between different things, and this is what to expect in the final. لو جاب لكم derivative في الفاينل, it's gonna be like this, mix between things. Power, logarithm, exponential, trigonometric function اللي هي sine, cosine that we will talk about later. Any question regarding this? Okay. I'm gonna take the attendance now. This will be the last example for today. Okay, I can answer this question after we finish this example. Yeah, Aya. Good question. The derivative of x, write it correctly first of all. It cannot be like this. يعني مش to the power x. It's ln of x, you mean. Write it correctly, يا تالا. Let's check this example and then I'm gonna answer your question. Now this is the function f of x that they are giving to me. Now f of x is equal to ln the x plus 1 over x. This function has a relative extreme point. Remember what does extreme mean? Extreme means maximum or minimum point يعني. Okay, so it has relative extreme point. Yeah, maximum, yeah, minimum. Find me the coordinate of this point and answer if this is a relative maximum point. So since I'm talking about maximum, minimum thing, I have to find f dash of x. I have to let it equal to 0. I have to get the point. I have to substitute it in f double dash of x to check if it is a maximum or if it is a minimum point, right? So the first step, I'm gonna find f dash of x of this function. Now have a look at the function. It's a top and bottom, صح? Since I have a top and a bottom, then I have to use the division rule. It's the derivative of the first. It's ln x plus 1 dash multiply with the second minus the first اللي هو ln x plus 1 multiply with the derivative of the second divided by the second square. What's the derivative of ln x? It's 1 على x. What's the derivative of the 1? 0. Multiply with the x outside. Minus ln x plus 1 multiply with the derivative of x, which is 1, divided by x squared. Now 1 على x في x is 1, and from here I will have minus ln x minus 1 divided by x squared. The 1 cancel the 1, and I remain with minus ln x divided by x squared. And this is my f dash. الحين I have to let f dash equal to 0. I have to let f dash x equal to 0 to get whether I have a relative maximum minimum or not. So I will get in ln x على x squared equal to 0. الحين the 0 is like 0 1 نسوي cross multiplication طرفين في وسطين. I will get in the ln x equal to 1. So what's the x? ايش قيمة الاكس اللي تخلي ln x equal to 1؟ ولا x is equal to 0. or you can apply exponential للبوث سايد. مو احنا اتفقنا لما عندي لين ابغى اسوي setting free للاكس اسوي I apply exponential. I can apply exponential بتكنسل sorry yeah. Okay, so we will get that the x is equal to sorry, why we said 1? I'm sorry. This equal to 0, and this means that x is equal to 1. Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't know why I did that. When we do cross multiplication راح يكون ln x equal to 0. If we apply the e معناتها x is equal e to the power 0, so the x is equal to 1. So we got the value of x, and the y that associate with this one is f and the 1, so it's equal to ln 1 plus 1 over 1. So the ln of 1 is 0, so this equal to 1. So the point is 1 1 actually. The negative sign will be cancelled, Ahmed. After we divide by -1, it will cancel. We remain with ln x. So this is the point that may or may not be maximum minimum point. So we got the point 1 and 1. Okay, I have to erase this. I have to erase all of this, and I'm gonna write the f dash. So we end up in the f dash x is equal to minus ln x over x square. الحين to check in the point is maximum or minimum point, I need f double dash. I need to find the second derivative here. So what will be the second derivative? The derivative of the derivative, and the derivative is actually division of two functions. So مشتقة البسط, so minus ln x dash multiply with the second minus the first multiply with the derivative of the second divided by the second square, يعني راح يكون x to the power 4. What's the derivative of ln x? It is 1 على x. And don't forget we have the minus sign. بنتبهي للماينس قاعدة تتحرك معي. Minus, this will be a plus because of this minus. ln x, and what's the derivative of x squared? It is a 2x divided by x to the power 4. This is equal to minus x plus 2x ln x divided by x to the power 4. هذا f double dash of x. الحين why I need this? بحط فيها البوينت 1 1 to check if it's maximum or minimum. So we will find f double dash عند ال 1. It's minus 1 plus 2 في ال 1 في لن ال 1 اللي هو 0 divided by 1 to the power 4. So this equal to what? Minus 1 plus 0. Now the ln 1 is 0 over 1. It's equal to minus 1. Positive or negative? It's negative. So the point is maximum or minimum? The point is a maximum or a minimum point? It's a maximum point. Since it's negative, معناها concave down, معناها my point is a maximum point. So this answers the question. This point is a max point. Is it a relative maximum? Yes, it is a relative maximum point because f double dash is negative at this point. So we find f dash, make it equal to 0, get the value of x. I find f double dash, I put the value of the x, I get its negative, معناها concave down, معناها this is a maximum point. You have to practice doing those things, ماشي? Enough for today. I'm gonna stop here and we will continue next time, inshallah. So any question regarding this one? Yeah. Are you sure about the question? It is x to the power. Yeah. Now y equal to x to the power ln x Are you sure about the question? Where did you saw this one? It's in the TMA. Let's stop the recording and then I'm gonna open the questions in the TMA, ماشي? I'm gonna stop the recording.